Okay. Are we? We're good. Are we good? Please. Are we? Are we content over here? Please tell me we're live. How about that? After all that, please tell me we're live. That's stupid OBS. My nerve. We're good. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. What's up, Exile? What's up? I'm going to give it a minute to get people in here. Goodness, OBS was being a royal pain in the neck about a hot minute ago. What's up, bro? What's up? We're gonna get into a conversation. We're gonna talk about some of this stuff here. You'll be from being a pain in the neck at first, but you know we're gonna be all right. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be cool. What's up, everybody? It's your boy JNW boss in the building. Clearly been a minute since I've done this, giving the struggling buzz to get on, but all right, we're here now. All right, cool. Good. Let me send this out to the crew. I'm about to send this out on Twitter in about 2 seconds. And we are about to be popping in about 5 seconds. Alright. I ain't gonna wait too long here because I do know, that people are probably doing stuff. It's on the 3rd. So in about a hot minute, we're gonna get to it. Alright, so while everybody kind of slowly but surely, circumvents in here, we are going to do the following. I first have a couple of general, I guess, announcements you want to say, updates, however you want to call them. I have a couple of announcements, updates, thingamajigs. TNA, well, not TNA. All Out Revolution is uploaded. I just need to get the thumbnail created, and I will get it up set as a premiere. I'm debating whether I want to do Friday or Saturday. I kind of want to go out Friday, so I might push it back to Saturday because I want to go out and do stuff on Friday, so I might push it back. Time for that is to be announced. Either, like I said, potentially Friday or Saturday. Both times it would potentially be in the evening, though. So it'll be like, actually, no, it will be either Friday evening or Saturday afternoon, one of the two. So expect to see All Out Revolution set as a premiere pretty shortly on the channel. Of course, for those that don't, feel free to follow me on Twitter for updates regarding to that. Please tell me y'all can still hear me because I'm not hearing myself right now. Make sure I can still be heard. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, fair enough. What's up, Cole? What's up, bro? What up? As I was just saying a moment ago, just providing a quick little update. Uh-oh, Cole's here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Someone run for help. Cole Train is here. Someone send help. We ain't asking it anyway. Welcome in, Cole. I'm just messing with you, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I was just saying, I'm probably going to push AOR. These are going to be Friday evening or Saturday afternoon, one of the two. So expect to see All Out Revolution set as a premiere at some point on this channel within the next potentially couple of hours because I got some stuff to do when I'm finished here. TNA. I've said it. I've announced it on Twitter, but I guess here's my YouTube announcement for it. TNA Against All Odds just premiered, and we're going to talk about that in a hot minute. But that's going on a bit of a hiatus. Because I got something I need to take care of on the All Out Action and All Out Revolution side. Because to put it plainly, it is getting a lot to do 3 shows. it is getting a lot to have to work on 3 shows, especially working on these shows solo. Hello to everybody that has jumped in. It is getting a lot to work on 3 shows solo. So I came up with something to prevent me from having to do that. A format, you may say, a schedule change, you may say. I came up with something to prevent myself from having to do that. So in order to handle what I need to handle, TNA is going to have to go on a hiatus, and I promise you, for those that love TNA, that will be the last time I will say this. Because when I come back, when TNA comes back, it's back. We ain't got to worry about it going on a freaking hiatus and some stupid crap again. It's back. This is what I'm doing it for, to put up with me just one more time. I'm sorry for everybody that loves TNA and for everybody that only cares about TNA and the call and not the call stuff. That's perfectly fine. Just put up with me one more time while I handle what I need to handle, and I promise you I'll be back and we'll make it work. And we will make it work. We will make it work. But I just got thinking down doing 3 shows. And so anyway, to prevent me from having to do 3 shows, that is what I will do. Any other updates I can think of off the top of my head? I mentioned All Out Revolution. I mentioned that TNA will be going on a hiatus after Since Against All Odds is out now. I got further channel updates. I'm pretty sure Exile over here is working on his next Call Revolution Mayhem show. Gonna be fire. Cole's handling his business over there. And I guess with really nothing else to talk about. Oh, there actually is one more thing. At some point, I actually do want to do a kind of a live reaction to Breaking Boundary from season 1, kind of like what I did previously. So expect that at some point before Breaking Boundaries hit. I want to do a little refreshing reaction and go back to Breaking Boundary season 1. But wonder what you're planning. Yeah, I wonder indeed. Keep watch. You'll see. But nonetheless, that's not what everybody really cares to hear about. We're here for 2 reasons. Number 1, to talk about Against All Odds. And by the way, since this is live, since this is open discussion, open forum, everything, feel free to drop your opinions in, drop your questions, drop whatever you have. I'll read it. If it's related to what we're talking about or not. If it's going to be free-flowing, we're going to kick back. We're going to have a good time on a Thursday night. So, without further ado, and we're about close to 8 or so minutes in now, let's go ahead and let's talk about TNA Against All Freaking Odds. Listen, can I tell you personally that I felt Against All Odds was probably one of the better TNA pay-per-views. Like, if I were to rank them right now, I would probably go Genesis, Against All Odds, and I've only had 3. I really thought I had more than that. But Genesis, Against All Odds, and then... No, I have 4. Genesis, Against All Odds, Final Resolution, and then Turning Point. That's how I would personally rank them. I thought Against All Odds was a really... In ring-wise, honestly, it was a really, really good show. I was a bit nervous going in. I was looking at the card, and I'm like, okay, this card doesn't look bad, but I didn't think it was anything, like, mind-blowing. Like, I thought the Genesis card was a stronger card on paper than this card here. I thought, even to a certain extent, I thought Turning Point's card was stronger. Even Final Resolution, for just all the straight madness that happened on that show, I thought that had a stronger card. So I think, to me, I didn't think Against All Odds had the strongest card going in, but to me, freaking delivers. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it. Let's talk about the shows there. Let me just make sure this is properly switching. Hold on a second. Forget it. It happens, bro. You do 3D. It happens, man. It happens. Leave me alone, man. Did it switch? Not switch? Come on, OBS. I'm here with it. Anyway, whatever, man. If I switched and this thing didn't switch, I'm actually... Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So, first match. We're emanating from Gainesville, Georgia here. Bobby Lashley's Open Challenge. The person that answered the Open Challenge was Samoa Joe. And I felt this was a decent way to kick off the show because first, It's an open challenge. This match probably had like the least significance out of all the other matches on the card because it wasn't a championship match and it wasn't a super personal vendetta. It was just Bobby Lashley having an open challenge and a trend of Bobby Lashley being in one of the first 3 or so matches on the pay-per-view. So, well, no, it's kept turning point. He was like close to the end against Monty Brown. But anyway, Bobby Lashley and Samoa Joe. I didn't think. Oh, wait, there's one thing I need to mention. Byron Knight. Is that how it's said? Is it pronounced Byron Knight? Either way, what's up, bro? Welcome. Bobby Lashley and Samoa Joe. Before the match even kicks off, you have John Cena coming out, spitting his rap, sitting there saying that, telling Samoa Joe that, the reason he's accepting this challenge, or he calls himself the Samoa Submission Machine, but yeah, he never beat John Cena. He basically kind of said Lashley's an animal, kind of put over Lashley a bit. He wanted Lashley to take his head off, and Lashley would get a sit Cena would get a sit at ringside and sit back and watch as Bobby Lashley kicked the crap out of Samoa Joe. These two actually have a little bit of history going back to when John Cena debuted in TNA, getting involved in the match with Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle, got involved there, and then they were in a triple threat match at Turning Point. They ended up being in the... Good, I'm glad I got it right. They both ended up being in the feature fire match with John Cena won, and so I'm kind of looking to really put that rivalry into full gear again here. But as far as as far as Joe and Lashley, I thought it was a good opening match. This match actually didn't go too long, at least not to my memory anyways. I think the match went about maybe 10 minutes, I want to say? 10 or so minutes. I thought overall it was a good match. Lashley looked pretty good. Samoa Joe looked pretty good for the first time seeing him in about a month in Game Time. I mean, because the last time we saw him was that final resolution in that feature fire ladder match. He lost there, but come back, looked pretty good against Bobby Lashley. He gets the win, and I kind of feel bad for Bobby Lashley because this is pay-per-view number 4. Actually, yeah. I think Lashley is like 0-4 on pay-per-view. He lost. Actually, no. He's 1 for 3 because he beat AJ at Final Resolution. So he lost at Genesis, lost at Turning Point, won his match against AJ at Final Resolution, and then lost here to Samoa Joe. So he's 1-3 on pay-per-view. That's not a good look for Mr. Lashley. But he did look good in this matchup anyway, and I will hope to get Lashley doing something that's not losing on pay-per-view. But we continue to work on that. Samoa Joe looked good in here, and then he, at the end, kind of chases off John Cena for his comment that he made earlier. And we will see where that goes. In fact, I actually did make it a little bit of an announcement relating to that, which I will get to later on. But for this opening match here, if we're typically rate these out of 5, I give it a good 3 out of 5. I think it was a solid opening match. Lashley, you can argue that Lashley maybe could have won here. But I think both guys in the ring looked good. It wasn't like too one-sided, or actually it wasn't one-sided at all. It was pretty back and forth. Pretty back and forth contest. Samoa Joe looked good, even using the STF on Bobby Lashley, kind of mocking the fact that John Cena was right there. Lashley looked good. I hope to get him doing something else and not losing on pay-per-views. And as far as the Joe versus Cena stuff, we will move forward and see where that goes. We had a promo from Johnny Gargano hyping up his match here against Ricochet, pretty much saying that that Ricochet isn't going to beat him, like he was saying on TNA. He isn't going to beat him, and then he allied with OVE has showed him that he does not need these people. OVE has showed him he does not need the people, and that he is the best X Division wrestler, and he's going to prove it against Ricochet, which leads to this matchup here. Best of the X round 2 as Ricochet takes on Johnny Gargano. I got to say, this match, for only being the second match on the card, was really freaking good. I did not know how this match was going to go. In fact, honestly, to tell you the truth, up until literally I was recording the match, I want to say maybe midway through recording the match, I was debating on who the heck I wanted to win this thing. So I didn't really figure out who the heck I wanted to win until maybe I want to say maybe midway through this match, because I really like both of these guys, and I can admittedly make a very clear argument on why either one of them could have went over here. But in the end of the day, I ended up rolling with Johnny Gargano because I think I really kind of want to get this OVE thing over, and especially the new Johnny Gargano. I want to get that over. I want to get him and his character over. And the cool thing is that Johnny Gargano came out by himself. So he was out here alone against Ricochet, and they put on a solid match. It started off kind of slow, as it should have, with Johnny Gargano just straight up out wrestling Ricochet and just being a better wrestler than him. And then Ricochet was able to get back in the game, start doing a lot of his high-flying moves, start doing a lot of his high-flying offense. And then during the time where Ricochet got countered, that's when Johnny would take over. And the cool thing is, I felt like I did a good job at like keeping a semi of a blah, 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 sort of a styles contrast between these two. I have Ricochet mainly being the one doing the high risk stuff. I had Johnny do that a little bit, like he did a slingshot spear, and then there's this triple combo that I like to hit with Johnny Gargano of the slingshot spear into, I think it's like a slingshot spear into a another springboard move into the double foot stomp, or like a frog splash or something. So Johnny Gargano went to the top rope a little bit here, but that mainly relied on Ricochet. I think the match ends. He missed Ricochet missed I think he missed a 630. Johnny Gargano got the advantage, caught him with a super kick. Gargano escaped. Ricochet taps out, which means Johnny Gargano advances to round 2 of the tournament to face the winner of Pete Dunne and Pac. I was about to mess around and say who that person was going to be. I already kind of know who I want to win that match. I was about to mess around and say who the winner of that match was going to be. Nope, I'm not doing that. So he's going to face the winner of Pete Dunne and Pac. That's going to be on the next TNA episode, by the way. And so Johnny Gargano gets the win, advances to round 2. Great matchup between these two. I would give it like 3.5 to like 3 and 3/4. It was a really freaking good match between these two guys. And I definitely want to do something again with them going forward. After the match, Johnny Gargano had his moment of celebration, and then he instantly gets clapped by Jon Moxley because Jon Moxley is currently feuding with OVE, thanks to all the stuff that Callahan did and Cassius Ohno did and everything else. So he feuded with OVE, so he comes down, he attacks Johnny Gargano here. Really kind of building one final inkling of build before his last man standing match with Sami Callahan later on that evening. After that, I think we just went straight into this one. I don't remember there being a promo package or anything. Oh, here we go. Still got the pay-per-view order right here on my phone. This is what you get when you don't delete stuff. Yeah, we just go straight into this next match here. Undisputed Era versus The Abyss and Judas Messias for the TNA Tag Team Championships. I think I made this one a bit too obvious. I think my main problem, I made this one a bit too obvious, and I kind of backed myself into a corner here. So I bring Abyss and Judas Messias in at Final Resolution to take on the Young Bucks, because in storyline, Adam Cole was talking with Eric Bischoff, and they both kind of reached an agreement that Young Bucks just got here, they don't deserve a tag team title shot, blah, 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 right? Don't deserve it, so he allowed the Undisputed Era to pick a team to face the Young Bucks instead of the Undisputed Era for the tag title. They pick Abyss and Judas Messias. Abyss and Judas Messias maul them. I mean, just beat the brakes off the Young Bucks. And so then Eric Bischoff said, oh, okay, cool. So since Abyss and Judas Messias won that match, they are actually going to face the tag team champion at against all odds. Okay. So by this point, I did have the Undisputed Era defend the tag title on an episode of Impact to kind of make up for the fact that they didn't do it at Final Resolution. So they defended them against the Motor City Machine Guns, and then they won there. Not too much build going on until like the final couple of weeks when I think James Mitchell come back in and tell Adam Cole that basically it's about to be doomsday for Undisputed Era because Abyss and Judas Messias are going to kill them. Pretty much. It's pretty much the context of that promo. Abyss and Messias walk out with Mitchell. Kyle and Cole walk out separately for some dumb reason. I don't know why. This match was a prolonged squash of the Undisputed Era. They got a little bit of offense in. Kyle O'Reilly was able to, or Abyss got distracted. Adam Cole was able to hit the last shot, got like a 2.5. Kyle O'Reilly, while Abyss was down, kept doing knee strikes off the top rope. Once Abyss got back up, he proceeded to kill both of them. And long story short, we got new TNA Tag Team Champion. After the match, we had the Young Bucks basically throw out a challenge to Abyss and Messias, saying that, hey, last time we faced y'all, we wasn't prepared because we didn't know we were going to face y'all. But now since we do, we kind of want to rematch for the tag team titles. So he challenged James Mitchell to meet up with him on Impact and to see if they can make that happen. If not, they're going to resort to some other method. And you guys will see what that will entail. If he does it, if he doesn't do it, y'all will see all of that fun stuff. As far as the match itself, honestly, 2.5 at best. Because this was essentially a squash match. Nothing really to write home about. If you missed this match, you did not miss much other than the death of the Undisputed Era. Which means I kind of have to build the Undisputed Era back up a bit. Fortunately, Kyle is still in the Best of the Act tournament, so I still got a shot there to do something good with him and to make him look good. Because I've been kind of wanting to push Kyle as a single dude for a minute now. So I get that chance to do that here because he's still in the Best of the Act tournament, so that's a good thing. But the Undisputed Era are no longer tag team champions. What will that entail for them? Well, only time will tell. Judas Messias and Abyss as the tag team champions. Oh man, I hope I didn't write myself into too deep of a hole with that one. Welcome back, Exile. Welcome back. Only thing you missed is me rating Undisputed Era versus Abyss and Judas Messias. I rated it 2.5. Because it was a straight-up squash match, nothing more, nothing less. If you skip this match, you miss the death of the Undisputed Era. That was all I said there. We then move on to a personal highlight of mine. Candice LeRae versus Kairi Sane to crown the first ever TNA Knockout Champion. And by the way, we just go right into this matchup after the Young Buck promo, so there we go. We go right into the match. Candice LeRae, Kairi Sane. The build-up, this has kind of been building for a couple of months, really. This has been building up since, well, almost the very beginning, since Candice was winning a match with Tessa Blanchard. And then Tessa forced Candice to break Kairi's neck. And Candice did it because she wanted a match with Tessa Blanchard. Fortunately, it didn't do as much in storyline. It didn't do as much damage as expected or as we were expecting, so she came back the following month. But Tessa ducking Candice LeRae again swapped spots with her for Turning Point. So at Turning Point, it was going to be Candice versus Tessa, but Tessa backed out again in storyline, and so she ended up facing Candice LeRae. Because the thing is, Tessa Blanchard is making Candice LeRae jump through all of these hoops to get a match with her. And so Candice kind of does that. They have a match at Turning Point. I think Candice won that one. Candice won that match. Fast forward to Final Resolution. Kairi gets her hands on Tessa. Candice gets her hands on Awesome Kong because Tessa and Kong been kind of allied and buddy-buddy there. Candice wins. Kairi squashes Tessa and destroys her. Badly. And then the following episode, she did the same thing to Maria. And so Candice is now trying to figure out, is Kairi all right? Is she okay? Is she plotting to get revenge on me? And Ruby Riott now kind of stirring that pot too. So on the Go Home show, after Candice won her match, she gets jumped by Ruby Riott. And then Candice just stands there and looks on. Or Kyrie just stands there and looks on, doesn't do anything to help Candice LeRae. And so then backstage, Candice asks the question again, yo, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Kyrie says, well, just to show you that it's against all odds, it's going to be everybody for themselves. And the competitor in us may want to take advantage if somebody else decides to get involved. You know, take advantage of a desperate situation. You know, like how you took advantage of me to get a match with Tessa Blanchard. That in Candice attempting to break Kyrie's neck. You took advantage of the fact that I was vulnerable, tried to break my neck to get a match with Tessa Blanchard. And so here we are with this matchup. This, to me, was one of... Okay, my opinion, this was my match of the night right here. This, in my opinion, was my match of the night. Maybe because I was, like, so unsure about how this match was going to go, or I was, like, unsure about what these two were going to do. But for me, this was my match of the night. They started off slow, started off with some chain wrestling. Kyrie was the first one to strike and get a little aggressive. Candice then retaliated, and then they both started picking up speed, and then they both started beating the daylife out of each other. It was just some hard-hitting stuff. Kyrie was taking things a bit slower, like you can say she was working the heel roll, being a bit slower, a bit more methodical in her matches, as opposed to what she did in her two previous matches, which was squash the person and got them out of the way. Kyrie was taking her sweet time with it. Candice gets some offense. She starts flying all over the ring. It's this crazy high-risk stuff. We get to the finish here, and I think this was really kind of sold this match. They're beating the brakes off each other. Kyrie cannot hit this spinning back fist for the life of her. In part because I didn't think that she was too far out of the way to hit it, but whatever. It ended up working out beautifully. So Kyrie can't hit the spinning back fist. Candice keep capitalizing. Kyrie then finally is able to hit the spinning back fist, but then she drops to a knee. And Candice, due to how long Kyrie was down there, Candice was able to get back up to her feet. Kyrie was still on one knee, grabs Kyrie, puts her on the top rope, does a swinging net breaker from the top rope that she has in her arsenal. She doesn't really finish matches like that IRL, though. Crazy. But anyways, does a swinging net breaker from the top rope, gets the pin 1, 2, 3. Match of the freaking night, in my humble opinion. Some may disagree. Some may say it's the next match. I disagree. I thought this was my match of the night, my humble opinion. If you thought a different match was the match of the night, cool. By all means, cool. This was it for me. Excellent. I love this match. Candice is a new knockout champion. I got some fun stuff on where I want to go with this. Stay locked. It's going to be a good ride. 4.25 stars is what I would give this one. Excellent work. Excellent work. One of my personal favorite matches of the night. My match of the night, as I said before. Sami Callihan cut the promo backstage ahead of his last man standing match with Jon Moxley. Basically tell them that, hey, this started back at Genesis when you stopped me from winning the world title. And so I am back. I want my revenge. You took that away from me. I'm taking your career away from you. I write the final chapter. I will be the last man standing in this matchup, which will lead us to this next match. Co-main event, Sami Callihan versus Jon Moxley, last man standing. This match was, I don't think it was your conventional. Conventional. That's the word I want to use. Anyway, I don't think it was your usual last man standing match because these two didn't even get to the ring. Actually, they started brawling on the stage, on the ramp. Then they get to the stage, and then Moxley tosses Callihan off the stage within like the first 5 minutes of the dang on thing for like an early 9 count. Callihan gets up, gets hit with a cross body off the stage. It wasn't like the high stage too, so think of it like sidewise. Think of it like the Raw stage, the height of the Raw stage. That was it. It was that stage. it was the height of the current Raw stage, the current day Raw stages. So think of it highlighted like that. Moxley hit him with a cross body. They brawled through the crowd. I think Moxley drove does the old version of the Dirty Deeds, if y'all remember that one. Not the double arm version, the one where he just grab you by your head and that thing. Gets a close 9 count again. They brawl back to the crowd the ringside area. Brawl there for a bit. And I'm saying brawl a lot because that's really what they did. This was not I can count the number of wrestling holds they did probably on one hand, maybe 2 at most. That's about it. They get back, long story short, they keep fighting. They get back to the stage area. I think we get we got a 4 count because Callahan was just beating the brakes off him, getting a 4 count. Callahan gets on the stage, and Moxley follows him. They're brawling up on stage, and Moxley, I'm teasing that Callahan's trying to knock Moxley off stage. He doesn't do it. Callahan fights back, or Moxley fights back. I'm sorry, Moxley fights back. I believe he paradigm shifted him on the stage. He hit him with something on the stage, and Callahan busted open. Close count there, close 8-9 count there. Callahan hits the pile driver. Then later, about a couple minutes later, hits the pile driver on the stage. I accidentally picked him up at the count of 5, but I rolled with it. I actually didn't mean to pick him up at all. I think I was coming back and my hand slipped on the remote. I'm like, I did not mean to do that crap. But I kept rolling with it. The whole way through. There was not bored at any point. Yeah, they kept it moving. I think part of the reason this match worked is because I tried to keep them moving. And here's where I thought the match kind of fell off a cliff a little bit for me. They go to the backstage area. And y'all know how backstage stuff is in 2K. This thing can feel like it is slowing you down tremendously. And I was trying to do the Breaker Box Spear spot, which would have been a callback to their episode 1 Monsters Ball match. But Callahan didn't have the move. I thought he did. So I said, scrap it. Pile drive him on the concrete. I think Moxley ended up accidentally getting picked up again. So I'm like, oh, crap. Well, I mean, first, actually, no. Was that Moxley or Cal? Anyway. Accidental pickup happened again. I think this time it was on the part of Moxley. Actually, no, it was on the part of Moxley this time. Keep fighting. Moxley gets up, hits him with a move. Accidentally picks up Callahan way too early. Crap. Callahan gets put through the table. He gets up at a 7. They go back out. I think they fight. By this point, they fight to ringside for the first time in this match. For only the second time in this matchup. In almost 20 minutes, they fight back to ringside. Then they started to get weapons. Chairs, steps, ladders, tables. They start just doing crazy stuff, just beating the daylife out of each other with weapons. I think some of the key standout moments from that, Callahan hits a power driver on the ladder, which was freaking brutal. Moxley, I think, hits a paradigm shift on the ladder at one point. By the way, both of those were close, 9 counts. Callahan lights the table on fire during the midst of one of the 10 count. The finish comes when Moxley goes to the top rope. He goes for a cross body, and it does the roll through. Basically, anytime John Cena catches someone out of the AAIRL, pretty much what happened. So he catches him, rolls through. Callahan got him, picks him up, dumps him over the top rope through the flaming table. Cool, but one problem. Thank you, 2K. Jon Moxley immediately starts getting back up to his feet. So I just said, okay, that's stupid, but whatever. Callahan goes to the outside, picks him up, power drives him on the floor one more time. 1, 2, 10 count. Callahan wins. This match was a wildfire. No pun intended to the finish of this match. But this match was a freaking wildfire. A lot of happened, a lot of fighting, a lot of brawling, not too much wrestling. It was a full-on fight between the two. They didn't get to the ring, as I mentioned, until like 20 minutes in. So for those that maybe want like a weapon-heavy style match, that you weren't really going to get that until like the final portion of the matchup. In fact, they didn't really use a lot of weapons either. I think they used the step, they used the table, a ladder. That was it. I think that was literally it. Yeah, and I think they may have used a chair, maybe, but I don't think so. But anyway, Callahan versus Moxley. I'd say maybe 3 and shoot. I'm debating between 3.5 and 3.25. I'm leaning toward like 3.5 here. My personal opinion, 3.5. It was good. Just I don't know. Maybe I was sitting there thinking about the Genesis match and wanting to do better than that, and the fact that I didn't, it was like, or I felt I didn't. Let me just tell you the whole truth here. Maybe the fact that I feel like I didn't do better than that Genesis match kind of knocked it down a couple pegs for me, and it was the fact that we had to wait a couple of months to get the second match between the two, and for their second match, and I know I got one more in the chamber that I want to do for them. 3.9. Okay, 3.9 for you. All right, cool. So I'm leaning toward 3.5 here. 3.5 out of 5. Maybe it because of that, like I wanted to top their Genesis match. That maybe had me feeling some type of way about this. But then again, that was a completely different match type. That was a TLC match, and as opposed to a last man standing match, it's a different match. I thought the second match could have been better. I got one more in the chamber that I want to do. Actually, I got 2. I don't know how the heck I'm going to make the first one work, but I'm going to have to think about that first match. And the second match, I got 2 more matches in the chamber with these guys that I want to get out. I want to do before I close the chapter on this robbery. 2 more matches, and the second one, good. But right now, I'm ranking it Genesis and then this match here. That's my opinion. We then need a bit of a breather after that match. So we had Booker T and Christian talk about their main event match. We got Booker T and Christian talking about their main event. Oh, shoot, my phone's about to die. Hold on a second. Hold on, guys. My phone's about to... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Anyways, we have Booker T and Christian talking about their upcoming World Championship main event against Kurt Angle in a triple threat match. And they basically say how, they're going to form an alliance to take out Kurt Angle, and they're going to leave the ring to themselves. AKA typical heel stuff with an alliance, pretty much. And then the second segment, we have one more segment after that. And with that, I'm going to go and put this next slide up. With that, we have one more segment after that. You'll see why I put this one up. Christopher Daniels is wanting an answer from AJ Styles regarding the challenge that he made for this pay-per-view, the Destination X pay-per-view. And AJ immediately comes out because at Final Resolution, at Final Resolution, after Christopher Daniels won his match, he made the challenge to AJ Styles to meet him at Destination X because he wants to beat him and he wants to prove to him that, like, he is that dude. He wants to prove to him that he never needed AJ Styles in the first place, and dang gun, I'm a man, and whatever the deal. AJ Styles comes out and he accepts the challenge, but he tells Daniel, the reason why it took me so long is basically I wanted to see if what you were doing is real or is it a crutch. and he realized that he's holding the X Division Championship as a crutch to. He felt that he's holding the X Division Championship as a crutch to mask the fact that AJ feels that he's always been one step better than Daniel. And Daniels is holding that title to solidify in his own mind that he's better than AJ and all of that stuff. So basically, AJ really kind of gets into his psyche here. Daniels is not too receptive of that. Hits him with a running knee strike and proceeds to beat the brakes off him, hit it with the steps, and that's pretty much it there. I didn't want that to go too long because, yeah, we got more story to tell, and they're going to have a match at Destination X, so there you go. And also, another match was made official for Destination X. I said it. I'm going to work on a graphic for it soon, but I said it. But John Cena versus Samoa Joe have been made official for the TNA Legend Championship. That was a thing you have to kind of listen to me on commentary for. I don't have a graphic yet. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that at some point, and you're going to see a graphic, and it'll be official and official like a rep with a whistle out here. But so I got 2 matches already confirmed for Destination X. There you go. And pretty much the announcement of a Destination X going to be the next TNA pay-per-view. Pretty much. And with that leads us to our main event. Booker T defends the TNA World Championship against Kurt Angle and Christian in a triple threat match. Booker and Christian have had this alliance going since before Final Resolution, in which these two feel that TNA should be reserved at the top for these 2 guys and these 2 guys only. And since Booker is allied with Kevin Nash and Christian is allied with Tomko and Rhino, they should band together and stand at the top of TNA. Known as the Royal Coalition, not officially a faction per se, but it's a little alliance thing. And Kurt Angle been winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He beat the brakes off of Booker T after retaining at Final Resolution. Kurt Angle stole the championship at Final Resolution after beating the brakes off Christian and Booker T. And then Eric Bischoff told him, he said, hey, I was actually going to give you a world title shot, but you kind of stole the belt. So, Kurt, you got one of 2 options. Either put the belt down or don't, and you will be out of the triple threat match I was going to make for you. So Kurt does the logical thing and puts the belt down. I could have had him hit. I thought about having him hit Eric Bischoff with the title, but then why the heck make it complicated? Kurt wants the TNA World title. He's going to kind of cooperate here. So he cooperated, and in turn, over the next couple of weeks, Kurt Angle had faced a member of Christian and Booker's little alliance thingamajig. The first week he faced Kevin Nash. He beat him. And then he gets jumped by Booker T and Rhino after the match. Then after the next week's match, after Booker beats Rhino, because Rhino hit Booker with a gore. or was it though? That may not have been an accident. But anyway, the next week Kurt Angle comes out. He gets beat down by Booker and Christian. Week number 3, Eric Bischoff gives him a match against any member of the Royal Coalition, and everybody else is banned from the building. And if anybody did get involved, then Kurt Angle would be rewarded the TNA World Heavyweight Championship on the spot. And they would gladly find a new number 1 contender. So that gave an incentive for the Royal Coalition to get the heck up out of the building. And he showed Tyson Tomko beat the crap out of Tyson Tomko. Go home show, it was Kurt Angle and a partner of his choosing versus Booker T and Christian. Kurt Angle showed Monty Brown. They beat the team of Booker T and Christian, with Kurt Angle actually pinning Booker T. And now we get to this match up here, and we're going to get that partner involved too. We get to this match up here. Starts out pretty much how you expect it. Kurt Angle gets jumped by Booker T and Christian. Alliance falls apart because I think Kurt Angle or Christian tried to roll up Booker T first, and then Booker T tried to do the same, and then they start staring at each other, but then they look back at Angle, continue to beat up Angle, and then they start fighting each other. So little dissension there. You know, it's a triple threat match. We have to have things break down at some point between those two. So it breaks down. We get a couple of near falls here and there. We get a couple of double teams. Again, more double teaming from Booker and Christian. Fast forward, it pretty much rolled like your standard triple threat with 2 heels and a face is the best way I can explain it. But then we get to the finish. Kurt Angle, he gets back in. He starts rolling, cleaning house, beating the brakes off everybody. But then he got Christian. Booker knocked it on the somehow. I think Booker got knocked to the outside somehow. And Christian is in the ring. Kurt Angle hits him with the triple German. He hits him with the angle slam. And then, right, he's going to go for the cover. Kevin Nash gets in, throws out Kurt Angle, and then jackknifes him on the ramp, grabs Kurt Angle, drags him all the way up to the top of the stage. That way he's far away from the action. Booker T recovers, scissor kick to Christian. 1, 2, 3. Booker T retains the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, which is how we end Against All Odds. Bit of a jacked up ending here. If you are a a fan of Kurt Angle and want to see him win the world title. But you're gonna have to keep watching and So Booker retains the TNA World Title here. Now I can go ahead and say this since the show's already out and y'all can't do nothing about it now. Kurt wasn't originally going to win this match. Kurt was originally slated up until about the time I was not ready to record. But up until maybe the go-home show, I had Kurt penciled in to win this son of a gun. He was going to win this matchup. But I figured I got some more mileage I can run with Booker T and Christian. And so I decided, let's go with the mileage. Even though Kurt would have made a phenomenal world champion, and it would have made a great moment for Angle. But, nope, that's not happening. But nah, I decided to keep Booker retaining here because I got some fun stuff I want to continue to do with him, and I realized I kind of got money with this thing with Booker and Christian. So yeah, so we're gonna roll with that and see where the road may be, see where the road may lead for that. And that's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much how we go off the air with Booker T holding the title high, and Against All Odds. Nope, I didn't. Okay. And I guess screw it. I guess I'll talk about the rating here. Hello to everybody that's still here. I'm about to go ahead and give the rating, and then we'll jump to the next topic. Rating for Against All Odds out of 10. Oh, let me read this match real quick. Match, I would give it a good 3.5. 3.5. 3.25. 3.25 out of 5. It was your standard triple threat match, really. It was good. I thought the action was good. I think it was like very believable at different points. That either guy could have won the belt there. I think it was definitely believable that anybody could have won the belt. So I like the participants because you can argue Kurt, being the freaking wrestling machine that he is, could have won the belt, especially since he still hasn't been pinned or submitted yet here in TNA, admittedly. The only match he lost was via disqualification, and that was because he beat the shit out of Samoa Joe. That was literally it. The only match Kurt has lost he lost via disqualification. Other than that, no one has pinned or submitted him. No one. And Kurt didn't even get pinned in this match. So I've been protecting the heck out of Kurt. So with people seeing how the heck I've been protecting Kurt, people could have argued Kurt would have ran in, beat both of them, won the TNA World Title. Christian, you can say, oh, he would have turned on Booker, He could have easily won the World Title, and same for Booker T, which semi-happened. They took out Kurt Angle first, and then he hit the scissors kick, but you get the point. Nash came out and got Kurt Angle. And then Booker had the scissors kick, but you still got my point. So the thing that I liked about this triple threat match is that literally any one of these guys could have won the belt. Any one of these dudes could have won the title. But it was a pretty good triple threat match. Fun way to close the show. You kind of want to see Kurt Angle kill both of these guys, and you want to see Kurt Angle kind of kill Kevin Nash now again. so it's a fun time all around, and we get some more money out of Booker and Christian. 3.25 for the match again, leaving me to a final rating of Against All Odds of about a good 7. Actually, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I didn't think there was a bad match on the card. The only match I was slightly unsure of was Callahan and Moxley. But even then, I think it was just because of like my own personal expectation that I had going into it. And then seeing how that match delivered, seeing what ended up happening with that match, I will say it was a good show, good showing. And I hope you guys, I'm thinking of my mind, yep, pretty much what I thought. Hashtag Kurt for World, hashtag Kurt for Champ, exactly, pretty much. So people want to see Kurt witness something good, you know what I mean? Overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. Definitely one of the top pay-per-views on the card. One of the top pay-per-views I've done, especially even in recent time, even over some of the AOA and AOR stuff, admittedly. So, yeah, good TNA pay-per-view. I recommend y'all go check it out if y'all are just genuinely curious on how it went and how it goes for y'all. If there's anyone here that, that wants to, maybe drop their thoughts, provide their thoughts on what they thought of the show, what they thought the match of the night was, good, bad, or indifferent, feel free to do that. I'm going to give y'all a moment to do that, and plus so I can rest my voice too. So if y'all have any other questions, any comments, anything booking-wise on why'd you do this, or whatever, feel free to ask away. Let me give y'all a minute to do that. Any questions? It doesn't even have to be about TNA or Against All Odds. If you have just any questions in general, I'm going to open the floor real quick before I switch to the next topic here. I'm getting it pulled up on my phone real quick. There we go. Got it. Any questions? Gonna give it maybe about another minute or so. If I don't get any question from anyone, I will move on with the next topic. In the meantime, I hope y'all been having a good week. Hope y'all been doing well. Been doing good, been taking care of, like, that's some school stuff I need to take care of, and in part, I actually got some stuff I need to take care of when I get off of here, as well. Okay, I don't think we're really getting any questions there, so I'm just going to move on to the next topic. Okay. And again, it's open forum, so if y'all have anything in mind, at any point, feel free to just drop it in. I will gladly read it. Just anything, TNA related, anything else. Alright, no questions. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next topic then. In fact, let me do this. Pull it up over here. There we go. There, we just pull it up over here. Alright, so, as I mentioned, and you can see in the title, hopefully, I wish YouTube cut it off. If you can see in the title, the next thing I want to talk about is kind of booking mentality. And specifically, there were two different things that I kind of wanted to point out when it comes to booking, because I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to this booking crap, this thing have you second guessing your every single freaking move, bro. When it comes to this booking universe stuff, I promise you, sometimes this thing will have you second guessing everything, changing your car so many times you think it's Vince McMahon running the freaking show. I don't know if anybody else running that situation, but that's something that I run into. So there's two different types of bookings I kind of want to address. And everybody's different. Everybody's booking style is different. Everybody, they write their show differently. They do all that fun stuff. Everybody, they move different. Everybody got a different vibe to them. Some people do the long form shows. Some people like to detail beat by beat what happened. Others, they think of stuff on the fly, and if they think of something on the fly, they may add it into the show. We never know that, of course, from how we see it on the video, but who knows, that may be how they operate, which is perfectly cool. So, to me, booking wise, a couple of like general suggestions I want to kind of mention here, and something that I'm working on, admittedly. I want to talk about first when it comes to your mentality, getting comfortable with what you book, and this falls into a lot. That's true. That's true. That's true, man. Booking can get crazy, but I consider it part of the fun of putting the show together. Yeah, that's facts, man. That is beyond facts. It's crazy. Yeah, like, bro, the amount of times I've changed the script before you see the final product, it's ridiculous. Because I'm always in my mind. My mind is always like going, like, maybe what if I do this, or what if I try this? Like, it's going, bro. It's going, and I'm always trying to think of stuff. Always trying to think of what I can do, or what would be a good idea, or whatever, whatever, whatever. But it's cool though. It's the fun part of putting together a show, man. It's fun part of putting together a show. I think, in fact, I think the All Out Revolution, for the All Out Revolution show, I think I've changed a couple of things from my original fitting of that show. So it can be fun. It can be fun. And so one of the things I do kind of want to talk about is getting comfortable with your booking. Specifically, what I mean is like, what I mean by getting comfortable, I mean like a variety of things. For one, having your reliable talent, man. Like having talent that you can put in a slot and you say, all right, I know they're gonna do good. Or having guys that that your go-to guys for when you know you're want to put the show together. All right, like let me use my car stuff as an example. All Out Revolution is coming up. That's the next show on the rotation because it's already up on the channel. We just need to set it to premiere. Jackson Wade, my world champion. I like using him. I really, really like using him. So he's a reliable talent. So if I want a good match or to get a good match out of somebody, I can put him in a match and be like, oh, all right, he's the guy I can fall back on if I want to do something good. For tag matches, Millennium Riders, I can fall back on those guys. Wolfpack, they're freaking tag champions. I can fall back on those guys. So having your reliable talent, having guys that you can fall back on, man. By that same token, another way you can get a little bit more comfortable with yourself and get a little bit more comfortable with your booking, test the water with your new talent. And I'm not talking about just guys that are like debuting. I mean, testing the water with guys who, like, you don't use a lot. I have guys and gals, men and women, who I don't really use a ton on my show. For one reason or another, I just don't. Either because, like, I can't find a way to fit them in, or I don't have a storyline for them, or whatever. But occasionally I'll pull them out and I'll put them on a show. I'll give you an example of a show I did this on with a few people. All Out Action episode number, I think, was it 61? Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, 61. All Out Action episode 61. I thought, because I pulled out several people that I thought were going to be just there, or I pulled out several people that I thought were just going to be seen as like undercard dudes or undercard players. And turned out they did great. They did a great job, and people actually thought it was one of the better episodes that I put out. And it shocked me because, given the fact that the Hell in a Cell match was the main event, I thought that the undercard was kind of weak in comparison. And I thought that that no one would have really cared about the undercard stuff, and the only thing that people wanted to see would have been that Hell in a Cell main event, and I thought that would have been the only thing that people were talking about. But no, people who were there watching from the start of the show were like, dude, that was good. Like, that was freaking good. That was great, actually. And it shocked me, but it also relieved me in a way, too, because it's like, okay, cool. So I can now use these guys. And now I don't have to be as hesitant about using people who maybe I haven't really used much of before on these shows. So yeah, and plus, it's also a good way to mix it up, get people exposed to different people. But also, something that I've also realized when it comes to booking, and maybe I feel this a little bit more because I'm in call, and so, like, you don't know these people, and these people don't exist, and whatever. The next thing I'm going to say is, like, it's your show. You decide how important someone is or not. Me, if you want to take a guy who you haven't really done a lot with and like put him in some main event type storyline, or at least as a call, I can do it as a call person. You can do that. And I have to keep reminding myself of that sometimes, like, because the problem is, I don't know if anyone else here can relate, but sometimes the problem can be, you have these guys and you got guys that you want to use, right? And there are some people you want to put right there in the main event scene, but mentally you're like, all right, I got to build these guys up. I got to do this, that, and the third. I got to do whatever in order for people to care about them. And then I'll put them in the main event scene. Or then I'll put them in a certain spot, whatever the deal. You technically don't. I wouldn't recommend doing that every single time, but you technically don't. And in my case, since I do call, it's like, it's even easier to pull that off with. Now, with using real superstars, yeah, there's going to be this certain expectation of how they're presented. There's going to be this general expectation of, if you see Kurt Angle, you're expecting them to do something well, do something great. As opposed to if you're seeing someone like Tyler Breeze, you ain't really expecting much of him. In fact, it's almost like your view of him in real life kind of clouds at time your judgment on someone in a universe mode. I don't know. Some people have a hard time turning their brains off in that way. Or Dolph Ziggler. See what I mean? Yeah, man, it can be that way. It really can be that way. Especially, again, doing call stuff. Like, I got to build these people up to get people to care about them. But since you're doing call stuff, it's like, no, I technically don't. you kind of don't have to worry about that as much. And you kind of see that a little bit with the next All Out Revolution episode. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go check it out when it drops. I can relate to that too. Yeah. See what I'm talking about? So, and how so? If you can provide me an example, feel free. Drop them. I want this to be an open forum thing. I got like my talking points, but I want this to be kind of open forum. So if y'all got, examples or whatever y'all want to drop them. And plus, great promotion for your show. So if it's something related to your show, that's great. But yeah, your show, you can decide who's important, who's important, how important are they? You know what I mean? And when it comes to like using real people, yeah, there's going to be this general expectation of what they expect. And sometimes that will mean people will hate what you do if you're using someone that they don't like and to make them a big star and everything. If you're using someone that they don't like and you make them a big star, they're going to think, oh, the person don't know how to book, but at the end of the day, this isn't real life. This is a video game. This is my opinion on what should be happening in current wrestling promotion, product, whatever the deal. Mine, not yours. If you don't like it, please go watch some other crap, as my buddy J-Dog would say. Shout out to you. You're the man if you're watching this thing. It can be that way. Your show, you can decide how important someone is or isn't. And then try a new match type. Try some new stuff. Get creative. Do a different match type. I don't know. Try, if you haven't done a street fight before, I'm sure somebody probably have at this point. That's like the easiest thing to do. But if you haven't, try a street fight. Try an Iron Man match. Try, I did an I Quit match for the first time this season. Try an I Quit match. Try your first elimination champion. Try something. You ain't got to rely on the same thing. And if you want to get creative, create your own match types. I created the Chaos Reigns match. Some of the migration. I'm proud of that. I created the Chaos Reigns match. And it is a cool match type. It's innovative. Something new. Something different. Something that you will never see anywhere else. Other than on this channel, for real. Some people can get stupid creative and do death matches and stuff. So, try it. It's fun. It is fun. And then especially when you do something new, and y'all can probably relate to this too. Especially when you do something new, and then, it works. And then if you do something new, a new match type or whatever, and it freaking works, bro, now you got something you can go back to again, especially depending on how much work that was. Depending if you want to put yourself through that again. But, You got to do math up. It works and it's fun and whatever the deal. People who've done like I've seen some stupid innovative call stuff. Like shout out to like real quick, shout out to NWW. They've done some pretty innovative stuff. I've seen from their stuff with Stitches the Clown and Lips. Wow, bro. I haven't checked out SWW. They be on some mental stuff. Looking forward to violent composition. But anyway, try some of this stuff. It may work out for you. It may work out perfectly for you. You know? Good stuff. And while I'm at it, bro, I mean, a good way to get comfortable with your booking, man, be entertained. Be entertained by what you're doing. It's a cliche thing, I know, but it's like, I know it's a cliche thing of like, oh, if you're into it, your audience will tell, and if you're into it, your audience will tell, and it's a cliche thing. I know, everybody gets sick and tired of hearing it, but it's true. It's all true. That's why I'm not going to brag on that one too much, because everybody hears it all the time. And the one that I am working on currently, this final point here in relation to getting comfortable with your booking is something that I am working on currently. Meaning, I am still a work in progress when it comes to this. But, to trust yourself. To trust that your work is entertaining to someone. There are millions and billions of people in this world. Which means there are several people that got a good chance to check out your content. Your work is going to be, as long as you're not being like overly offensive. Let me read your comment real quick. I've been thinking of a new thing to do. I decided to do a street fight on a weekly show, and also decided to do a special edition of a weekly show to help make things feel fresh. That's a good idea, especially if you haven't done these special shows or whatever the deal, or if you're doing a street fight on a weekly show. That's not a bad thing. I've done a couple of them myself. And honestly, like, yeah, do that. And admittedly, even something simple as doing a title match on an episode can be a good thing. Come to think about it, I don't do many title matches on episodes at all, actually. I tend to save the title matches and stuff for the pay-per-views, but going forward, I may need to start doing that. For reasons. But going forward, I may need to start doing that. So, yeah, man, I mean, if the street fight works, do it, man. It's fun. And plus, it's a fun match time. You know, get people excited. You know, you promote it right and everything, and get people hyped. Get people ready to come by and see the show. Oh, snap, we got a street fight on the show. Let it work. I will make this recommendation. Please have the people in street gear. Thank you. Do not pull a Cody Rhodes and come out with your freaking entrance gear and this elaborate entrance. Just put on some street gear. Put on a shirt. Like, make an attire for the person. Make a street attire for a person. Like, put on the shirt, the pants, the shorts, whatever. Please just have them look like they're wearing street gear. If you want to mix it up and still have them keep their wrist tape on and whatever, that's perfectly fine. That's cool. But please have it look like they're in their street gear, not their regular wrestling gear. Thank you. Anyway. Sorry, that's like a pet peeve of me. That's like a small pet peeve of mine. It's a street fight. Wear street clothes. Thank you. That's all I'm asking. That's literally all I'm asking. And it's not that hard to create an attire either. So you the remote creator really got no excuse. Small pet peeve of mine, but there you go. Yeah, man. Good luck with that. I wish you well with the street fight, and I wish you well with the special edition show, whatever that may be. But yeah, dude, and kind of going back to what I was saying, and I'm pretty sure that street fight and that special edition show is going to be entertaining to someone. Because there are billions of people in the world. Billions of people in the world. Somebody's going to run across your channel. They're going to find your stuff, and they're going to think, I like that. That's cool. Unless you're being like openly offensive or openly rude. Well, then again, there's still an audience for that too, even though that's not the way I recommend you go about things. But there's still an audience for that too. You know, be there, be, you know, active, or not be active. What the heck am I saying? Where in the world? Where did my mind go to take me there? Be okay with the fact that, yeah, my stuff is cool. My stuff is going to be entertaining. Unless you're like blatantly bad at what you're doing. Or, you know, unless you're like bad at what, even if you're kind of bad at what you're doing, somebody's going to find something that you do entertaining. Regardless. I mean, some may not, and that's okay. I bet money some people find my AOA stuff and think it's born in bricks. I bet some people find my AOA stuff and think, why is this some flippy type stuff? Some people find TNA and think, oh, this isn't TNA, this is just WWE with TNA, or WWE with the TNA skin, whatever. Some people will probably look at TNA and think, oh, why aren't you doing Impact Wrestling? Since that's current and that's the one that's going on, because I want to do TNA, leave me alone. Yeah, because I want to do TNA, leave me alone. People are going to look at my stuff and think whatever the deal. But there are people that find my stuff entertaining. In fact, there are 475 people that find my stuff entertaining. By the way, thank you guys. Brief pause. Thank you guys for 475, bro. We are out here. Looking at 500 by the middle of next year, yo. Please, let's make it happen. Seriously, thank you guys. That means a lot. It really does. Spreading the word, doing all that cool stuff, man. I'm here for it. Thank you guys. But anyway, yeah, somebody's going to find it entertaining. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to like what you're doing. And trust yourself, man. And I'm working on that, too. I think part of the reason, like, this show, part of the reason All Out Revolution didn't take too long to make, because I'm kind of working on that as far as, like, my match quality, because I'm, like, a stickler for that for some weird reason. I became like a real stickler for that for some weird reason. And that why? And I think that's part of the reason I was able to get it done so quick. And I'm like, dude, I trust myself. And honestly, doing the commentary for it, I thought it was a banger of a go-home show, especially the freaking main event. Especially the main event. You guys will see it and y'all can make your judgment. But I trust myself and it felt good. It really did. And the fact that I was able to get it done in like 3 days, took me way shorter time than it would usually take me. That's also because I probably had a lot more time because I didn't really have a ton of stuff to do school-wise, so that too. But anyways, yeah, good stuff, bro. And the last thing I wanted to touch on for our booking mentality is maybe not so pleasant, maybe something that shouldn't be done 24/7, but reactionary booking. Booking that is based off of emotion. Booking that is based off of you just doing stuff. I mean, you just doing stuff without a rhyme, reason, whatever. However, sometimes you can do something reactionary and it works out in your favor. In fact, can I and to provide some like examples of stuff that can happen, I put in my notes specifically on an episode, but just in general. Hold on. Oh yeah, by the way, just in case there's any confusion, I'm also CEW Network. This is my personal. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Shout out to, but real quick, shout out to these CEW guys. Yo, they good. They released Down in Flame recently. I still need to go check it out, but they good. I need to check out Down in Flame. Go check these guys out too. CEW Network. Follow them on Twitter too while you're at it. So for those that follow me, pretty sure you can look in the following list and follow them too. They're good at this stuff. I legit did not know this entire time. So I'm glad you said something. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Where was I? Reactionary booking, right. If examples that can happen, you doing a title change just cause. You're doing a title change just cause. No reason for it. No storyline reason for it. No end game for it. Just cause I want to do a title reign. I want to pop some people. When I tell you that's going to bite you in the backside so hard if you do that. Having somebody debut and then not having a full work plan for them. Having a match that ends in this weird way, like either controversy or, either controversy or like, some screwy finish or return or debut for no reason. Am I missing some? If I'm missing some, please drop them here. But yeah, those are examples of reactionary booking. However, it is okay to have those moments. If you feel like superstar or a wrestler is getting real hot, and you know you got to strike now, move everybody else out the way, you'll get back to it later, and you got to strike while the iron's hot, do it. Example, there's a character that I have on my call show by the name of Darren Tarleton. Originally, he was not supposed to have the world title run he ended up having. To keep it plain, he won it at the Dead on Arrival pay-per-view last season, during season 1, which is like the second half. So essentially, he won it during the second half of season 1, right? Then he ended up holding that title for the rest of the season and then lost it at Conquer All at the top of this season. And he was not supposed to have that title reign at all, but it was due to me partnering up with XTV World, who was doing NXTV. Well, hey, it was. I mean, that's what happened. I mean, the only reason he got that title reign, admittedly, was due to yeah, bro, bro, you cool. But the only reason he ended up getting that title reign is because of the stuff with NXTV. If I didn't partner with NXTV, and NXTV didn't bring in my two characters, Nate Shields and Dwayne Frost, to join the New World Nation faction, and we didn't do the World Collide for season 1, which had Darren end up shining like a freaking MVP in that matchup for his team. In fact, he actually made it down to the final 2. It was him on one team, King Kong on the other team, because it was an elimination match. It was a 4v4 elimination match. But if we didn't do the if NXTV didn't kick off the NWN storyline, and I say them because I didn't know they were going to do it. I didn't know at all. So I watched the show and I'm like stunned to see Nate Shields and Dwayne Frost. I'm like, what the world? They didn't tell me that they were going to do that at all. I didn't even know that they downloaded them. Okay. But I trusted them, and so I was cool with it. I ran with it. I was cool with it. But if we didn't do that, if World Collide season 1 didn't happen, if the New World Nation storyline didn't happen, Darren wouldn't have gotten his title shot at least that early. In fact, it probably wouldn't have been until this season where he got his first title shot. First world title shot, anyways. So, we did it. We did the match. We did the moment. And then Darren winning the world title was a great moment. Not only a great moment for, AOA, but like it was a great moment for like his character as a whole. Because then he went from being the determined, I'm about to kill every member of the New World Nation dude, to winning the world title, to then letting the title go to his head, to then being like the top heel of the company, to now he got so good. He was so good as a heel that like people started to actually like him, and then he slowly started to turn face, and now he's back to being one of the top faces of the company. It went full circle. It was incredible. An incredible moment. Incredible moment. One of the best moments of AOA, period. And that was striking while the iron was hot. It can work. It can work. Or if you notice the chat really getting behind somebody, you want to give a moment for your chat? That too. However, doing it constantly can be a problem. Because then it's going to seem like you don't have a plan, actually. Then it seems like, you say that in front of him, watch how he's going to act. But you say that in front of him, watch how he's going to act. But having those moments too often or doing that too often is a problem, because then it seems like you're not running your own show. Then it seems like you're just going off of what's going to get you popular with people, which is cool, which is great. And I'm not saying don't listen to your fans, but sometimes you got to like push forward anyways. It's like, let's say you're doing a storyline, people ain't feeling it. You ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling it. Sometimes you just got to push through and say, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You got to do that sometimes. And so by always relying on a fan's reaction to dictate what you do, or going for that heat of the moment thing all the time when you know you can wait till later, when you know you'll get a way better payoff if you wait a little bit, when you know this match doesn't need to happen right now. You can give it a little bit of time to build and fester up a little bit more, then do the match. Right, Exile, right. Because if you rely too much on what the fans want and you pop every time they do, then you look like you ain't got a plan yourself. And then, God forbid, if your fans end up, kind of leaving you and going to go do something else, and then you kind of left with what the fans gave you, and it's like, well, now you're in trouble. Now you're in some hot water because you didn't have a plan. That's the way to work. And it can be, and then sometimes you can go along with the fans and then realize, oh shoot, I shouldn't have listened to them right there. I should have kept moving. I should have kept doing something else. And here's some ways to avoid some reactionary booking. Mainly, this is some internal stuff. You can ask yourself in terms of roster members specifically, when it comes to like making debuts or debuting people or returning people, ask yourself if you can tell the same story with the people that you already have, roster related wise, to avoid reactionary booking for like debuts and stuff. Ask yourself, can you tell the same story with the people that you already got? If you can, then you don't need to bring them in. But if you feel like they can add something, by all means, bring them in. I'm just saying. What will doing this particular thing, what would be doing this particular moment, the particular match, whatever, that too. If you just do what the fans want all the time, then they won't get hype then they won't get as hype then if you make them wait for what they want. Yeah, true. I know some people are waiting for Kurt Angle to become TNA World Champion. After Against All Odds, there are those who are waiting for Kurt to become TNA World Champion. I just have to pull the plug and say, nah, you're gonna wait for that a bit. You're gonna wait for that a little bit. Hold your horses. Hold your freaking horses. Calm down. Wait a minute. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, you're right. Because if I would have gave everybody what they wanted, then no surprises happened, then no swerves happened, then no emotional connection happened because I'm giving you what you want. There are going to be moments that are going to piss you off. I love it when I have endings that piss people off. I love it when I have endings that like make people mad and be like, oh, what the fuck was that? I love that. I absolutely love that. I love having those moments. But on the flip side, I love having those moments. Yeah, everybody who's behind TNA gonna want to see Curtis Champ at some point now. So there you go. But I love having those moments that piss people off. I love having those moments where people are like, dang it, man, what the hell? Why? Blah, 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 blah. Why did die? But you keep coming back waiting for your moment, don't you? Exactly. It's going to be so much more, right? And so, but now, again, having those moments of making people mad, not to the point where you're driving them away. There's a difference between having heat because of something that you did, booking-wise, and then just pissing around with the fans there. To the point where they like, okay, I'm getting sick of this crap. I'm out of here. 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 So, heat because of something you did, and then driving them away. That's two different stories. I don't think with this Universe Mode stuff, hopefully you don't drive people away with what you do. The only time I've seen that happen is like someone gets like, if you get like, offend someone, or is your booking just so illogical that people just get sick and tired of it. If you got logical booking though, and you're just making people wait for it, okay, that's one thing. That's fine. People shouldn't take it that seriously. If you made the fan wait and they're still asking for a while down the road, and you know that payoff will be worth. Oh, facts. Oh, just absolute facts, man. That is, yep, that is true. That is beyond true. That is beyond true. That payoff is going to be worth it. That's going to be the biggest chat pop of your life which is going to be great. It's going to be a great moment for you, great moment for them. Awesome. It's going to be some awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. That's true. Where was I? I was going somewhere with that. Shoot. I was going somewhere with that. I mentally got sidetracked. Crap. Okay, you know what? Okay, screw it. I'm just going to move forward because I was going somewhere and then I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, what we're doing this, oh yeah, I was saying, what we'll do this, what will you do in the particular match, the particular moment, whatever, what will doing this add to your show? Is it going to add intrigue? Is it going to add excitement? Is it going to add, it's about to get real? Is it going to add anything, or is it just something to do for the sake of it being something to do? What is it going to be? Because Final Resolution, jumping back to TNA stuff, Final Resolution, with Against All Odds, with Final Resolution, you had the return of Sami Callihan and the formation of the new OVE with Johnny Gargano and Cassius. Now, if I didn't have Johnny Gargano in the Best of the X tournament, and I didn't have Cassius Ohno and Sami Callihan attacking Jon Moxley, and if I didn't have Sami Callihan in a match with Jon Moxley in a last man standing match here Against All Odds, and instead they were facing somebody completely different, then why the heck would I bring in OVE? Doesn't make any sense, right? If I brought in Abyss and Judah Messias and they lost to the Young Bucks and then they proceeded to get jobbed to everybody else, then why even bring them in the first place? I'm starting to think about that with the Motor City Machine Guns. But anyways, if I had Edge debut, or he was only, then again, I kind of don't count the Edge thing because he was only a manager for Christian. And I think that was literally, I mentioned before, that was probably only going to be a one-time thing. But let's presume I didn't. Let's say I had Edge come in and he's, full-time on the roster or whatever with Christian. And then let's say I don't use, and let's say Edge keeps jobbing out and whatever. What the heck was the point of bringing him in? Now, literally, the only reason I brought him in because we were in Canada, it was a one-time deal. That's it. I'm not going to have Edge full-time on that roster. No, sorry. Not happening. I may bring him back here and there, but no. Other than that, no. I got plenty of other guys on the roster I can do stuff with. I do not need Edge right now. Then again, if I can find a way to bring him in and make it work, I will do just that. But if doing it at the purpose of your show, do it. Cool, do it. If it's a good moment for you, it's a good moment for your fans, do it. Have fun. And then, what is the payoff? What's the payoff? Do you have a plan? Kind of going back to, I mentioned this already, but do you have a plan? Do you have a overarching goal that you want to hit? Do you have something that you see with this superstar that you want to do? Like I brought in Shinsuke Nakamura a while back. Brought in Shinsuke Nakamura. Took me a minute, and I had a general idea on what I want to do with him and where I want him to be, but now the question is, how the heck do I get there? Same for Monty Brown. Brought him in. I have an idea on what I want to do with him. I have an idea on where I want to go with him. How do I get him there? It's the question. I actually know what I want my Bound for Glory main event to be already. Right here, right now, I can tell you what my Bound for Glory main event is. But I don't want to do that because, spoiler. Where the fun was that? Where would the fun be if I just told you what I want my Bound for Glory main event to be? I already know who I want to be there. But yeah, and just the thing to getting there. So, payoff. What's the payoff? What's the purpose? Where are you going? Why is it happening? So, at the end of the day, reactionary booking, not a bad thing. If you don't make it a bad thing, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing for you, a good thing for your viewers and everything. Just as I put it, it's about balance. And it's about you putting on an entertaining product. At the end of the day, you're having fun with what you're doing. You're putting out an entertaining product. You're giving fans a couple of surprises, a couple of nuggets to keep coming back for more. And by all means, you're doing it right. And eventually, as small a channel as we are, the audience will come eventually. Keep doing you. To all Universe Mode creators out there, keep putting in work, keep hustling, keep grinding. 2021 has been a buck wild year. Let's make 2022 the best year we can. Like a real one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, all I wanted to cover. Anyone have any other questions, any comments, anything? That kind of rest my voice here for a moment. Anyone have anything at all? I'm going to give it for about an hour and a half. I'm going to give it like a minute or so. I'm going to give it a minute or so. If anyone have any questions, any comment, anything. And also just a reminder for the update from earlier. TNA Against All Odds will be on a hiatus. Or, not Against All Odds, but TNA itself is going to be on a hiatus. As I handle some stuff on the AOA and AOR side, because I'm getting sick and tired of doing 3 shows. Now, especially being the only one doing them, I'm getting sick and tired of doing it. Straight up, I'm getting sick and tired of doing it. The TNA will be on hiatus, and I promise you, when TNA comes back, that will be the last time you will hear me say TNA is going anywhere. So, gonna stay around, gonna stick around for as long as y'all want it. All Out Revolution is uploaded, as I said before. All Out Revolution is uploaded, as I said before. Just the time is to be determined. I'm debating whether to do it Friday evening or Saturday afternoon. That's the debate. But stay locked on this channel because you will see which one it will be. I'm probably leaning towards the Saturday afternoon for reasons, because I got some other stuff I want to do in preparation for that AOR episode. I'm probably leaning towards the Saturday afternoon. But we'll see. We'll see. Keep posted. Keep your eyes locked in. Keep your notifications turned on. Do all that fun stuff. Anyways, any other questions? I'm going to give about a couple of minutes. Here. And I thank everybody who has come out to the stream. So, any questions? Anything at all? Gonna give it a couple of minutes. After this couple of minutes, I'm gonna roll out of here. So, gonna give it about a minute, maybe 2. Anyways, man, it was cool doing this again. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, man. Talking for a minute. I should probably get some water up here next time I do this, yo. Just saying. Oh, goodness, man. In fact, better yet, I should definitely get some water next time I do this, man. I thought it done. I've been sitting there talking for an hour and a half, non-stop. Good grief. I mean, bent down here, man. Well, since there seems to be no other questions, comments, outcries of pain and rage, or anything of that sort, I got that from one of my English teachers back in the day. He says, like, is there any questions, comments, outcries of pain and rage? So, since there seems to be none of that, I am going to sign off for now. So I'd like to thank everybody once again for dropping by, or anyone who either dropped by here live or dropped by later on when this thing is up on the channel. And I hope you enjoyed. If you have any topics or anything you want me to cover, or anything you would just be interested in hearing me talk about, drop it down there. For guests, if I decide to have a guest, I will reach out to them. Do not reach out to me. I will reach out to you if I want you as a guest on the show. Or if you do reach out to me, I will give it some consideration. I will get back to you. But yeah. I say that because I've had someone literally tag me on Twitter. They'd be like, "Hey, bro, I made to get on the show. Don't reach me like that. Just DM me. Just don't do that. Because people can see if you're tagged and stuff. So don't do that. Just DM me. Don't add me on Twitter. Just DM me if you want to be on the show. And we can make it happen. Anyways. Yeah, that's it for this. And now we get a crowd. Right as I'm wrapping up, of course we get the crowd. That's a beautiful part of being a streamer, ain't it? Anyway. About to roll out. If you enjoy it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos and streams on this channel. Spread the word. Spread the word about this channel. And the next time I see you guys, be a boss, and I will holler at you guys later. And knowing my luck, I'm probably going to get a comment right as I'm about to click off. I'm going to let this person do it. If they do it, cool. If they don't, okay. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, be a boss and I will holler at you guys. I knew it. Oh, you do, bro. You do. I knew I was going to get a comment from someone before I clicked off. That's why I waited a couple seconds. You do, bro. You keep it easy. Be easy, y'all. Be safe. All that fun stuff. Me, boss, and I will holler at you guys later. See y'all for all our revolution or whatever the heck else I decide to do on this channel. Peace.